What's going on, everybody? Pop Guy 66 back with you, and today I'm going to talk to you about some new New York Comic Con exclusives that have come out on the market. I'm not going to be able to get through all of them because there was just so many, but these are going to be some of the top, my favorite ones of all. Like I said, I know a lot of people were, upset that it's not going to be live, where you can actually, experience the venue. But come on, everybody, with the whole COVID thing going on, and let's just bear with this. I mean, for it to be going on, I mean, there's a lot of Funko Pops that have came out that really caught my eye this time. So I mean, it's and it's one of those things. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, honestly. But I mean, for Funko, I really reach out to you guys because I'm telling you, I give you props for this. Y'all really done a good job on some of the Comic-Con exclusives that y'all have come out with. I won't able to get through all of these, but I'm just going to show you some of my top ones that I like so far. Okay, so New York Comic Con, the exclusives are going to be the ones we're going to talk about also. So the first one that comes up is, of course, Stitch as a baker from FYE. It's a FYE exclusive. The Ohana symbol on the side of it, I mean, I added that in there. Stitch has always been one of my favorite characters, no matter what, from Lilo and Stitch. I mean, from every movie that ever came out, it was a really good movie. I mean, every one of them. I mean, so I love to see the angles that they're going with this specific pop, along with other ones also. I mean, they're just outstanding. I mean, it's got, I haven't been able to pick this one up yet, sadly. I know a lot of the pops and stuff that normally there's like a paint job issue or anything like that. From what I see now, I mean, he looks pretty good, decent. I mean, honestly, it looks exactly like Stitch. He's holding a little cake there, and it's got a little sticker on it, the New York Comic Con sticker on it. I love the fact also that they're sharing this with FYE, because I mean, FYE has always been a very good place. I've always had good experiences that I've finding the pops that I want there, so no problem there always. So shout out to Funko for actually collaborating with those two. Next one we're going to talk about, my favorite character from Butch himself, Butch Hartman, is Danny Phantom. Now we know him through Fairly Odd Parents, Tough Puppy, and Invader Zim. We're describing some of my childhood here. When I seen this one right here, I was like, there was something missing out of the Funko Pop line for a long time, and it was the Danny Phantom one. That one is my very favorite one out of the few that I've picked. But it had to be the Danny Phantom because, like I said, when going back to my childhood, it was Danny Phantom and Invader Zim and so many of the good ones that came along. And this right here was the top show. One of the other top shows was probably the Fairly Odd Parents. Tough Puppy was another good one, but I mean, this one right here just brought back so many memories. I mean, back to my childhood, like I said. I mean, before I went to school, after I came home from school, it was always watching either Danny Phantom or Fairly Odd Parents. I mean, honestly, anything that Butch made. Invader Zim also. I'm still waiting for the Fairly Odd Parent one, but we'll see what they come out with eventually in the long run. But for the time being, let's just hold. Next one we're going to talk about is everybody's favorite two superheroes from the one and only SpongeBob SquarePants line. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Now, yes, I did edit these to the best ability because why not? The way that they had them done, it was just too able to. I couldn't resist it. I mean, honestly, I just couldn't. Of course, you got Mermaid with the man with the evil whole type deal. We all know that once he gets into that phase of the character, that he just goes insane. And yeah, I mean, and then we got Barnacle Boy over there. Of course, I sat there and actually put the oh brother, here we go again, because of the face he was making. I mean, yes, I added the animations to it, so I mean, it just, it kind of went together. I posted it up on my Instagram and everybody loved it. There was a lot of people laughing. Yeah, so I mean, I try to bring a little bit more life to the actual scene. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just one of those things that was too resistible. I could not bear it any longer. I had to edit this. I seen them. I was like, you know what? I've got to put them up there, and I've got to do some editing. So yeah, I mean, these two characters right here are phenomenal. I'm so glad to finally see them. The way that they look spot on. You know, normally with Funko Pops and stuff, the eyes are normally like a blackish color and may have a little bit of different, you know, style in there. But I love to see that they've done the whole white look with Barnacle Boy and the whole, like he's the, you know, just the fatigue and everything. I mean, they added to him. I mean, it's just spot on characters. With this one, any fan of, you know, the SpongeBob line, I mean, anybody, you know, you got to pick these up. I'm actually in the process of getting these right now. I wasn't able to get a lot of the pops that I'm going to show you guys up here, but I figured, you know, I would at least make the video to where, you know, I could tell you what my favorite ones were from each line and which ones that have come out. And there was so many that came out so far, and they're still coming out, so it's going to be almost nearly impossible to pick up any of the ones that I am showing you, or any of the ones that you may see over the past couple next days. I mean, like I said, they are coming out like crazy. They are Funko's just on top of their game at this point. But yeah, these right here, these guys right here, I mean, they're another childhood memory. I mean, like I said, it's just insane, the detail. They really look exactly like how they do. I mean, honestly, I mean, they even got the, like I said, the fatigue of it, and then Mermaid Man's pointing up. I mean, I had to add that in there. I know a lot of people were probably going to think this is, you know, oh, that's crazy or anything like that. But, you know, it'll be all right. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with having fun. But I'm actually glad to see these two. The next one we're going to talk about is the Red Goblin. Now this one right here, I really don't really remember too much about. Honestly, I know that, you know, there's the whole Marvel line, and there's still some that I've like forgot the whole deal with Marvel. There's so many characters that you could go through with Marvel, and variations of the character that it's hard to keep up with. And over time, you know, I've got 2 kids, so I mean, you know, I haven't really had the time to get back into it. And with work and everything, is, you know, it's almost been impossible to keep up with everything going on with the whole like Marvel line or anything like that, you know. So it's kind of hard to speak on this one. I do love it though. I mean, I just love the way it looks and everything else. I would love to get back into the actual stories and find out. But the next one we're going to talk about is the Pikachu and Growlithe New York Comic Con exclusive. They are both flocked. Now these right here are also some of my favorite ones. I love the fact they got Pikachu where he's about to ignite, to where he starts with the lightning bolts and everything like that. That's normally what you see when he gets mad, and you do not want to see Pikachu mad. So, and I also like the fact that they actually got the little guy flocked. Well, they got Growlithe flocked too. You know, it's just insane. Like I said, with the detail of these pops. You know, I know this is just like a picture or anything, and, you know, picture don't do it justice. Anytime you see them, they're always, you know, probably about 80 to 85% of the time when you see these types of characters like this, they're going to look a lot better in person than you actually see them, than they appear on the actual picture. That right there, I mean, just takes, so there's pictures don't do most of them justice, and then there's some that it adds too much to, it makes them look better than what they are. It happens, you know. It's just it's a personal type preference type deal. There's always going to be that nitpicker out there to where they just like nitpick every single thing that you possibly could think about. I mean, it could be the slightest detail of anything. I mean, the little foot could be off an inch, or there could be like a minor little drop of paint, you know, here or there, and oh, well, you know, that makes it automatically a bad pop. I understand that, I really do. But there's always going to be somebody out there criticizing something. They're not, they're not going to be appreciative of it. But life goes on. I mean, next one we're going to talk about is the comic book guy, Jeff, and we're all going to also talk about the werewolf Bart. Now these two right here, I love the way that they done Bart in this one. The whole Simpsons line that they've got so far, Donut Homer was one of the ones that was restocked, and he sold out instantly. Like, as soon as he got back on there, he sold out instantly, and so did these two right here. I think you can still go to a couple sites that you can actually pick these up. I'm really skeptical about, referencing eBay for anything, just because there are some Funko flippers out there, and there's also some people out there that are making, replicas of these pops, selling them for the authentic price. And, and I don't agree with that, but, it don't matter what you agree with at this point. I mean, people are going to do whatever they're going to do. I just think it's really scummy to sit there and actually, if it's not legit, and then sell it for something, sell it as legit without doing it. So always, if you ever order anything off of eBay, make sure that you read the description of it. Any other time, if you're ever going to order any type of Funko Pops or anything like that, it's normally best to do it like through the main site or anyone that Funko actually reps or refers. I mean, honestly. Just because if you don't, there's 9 times out of 10. A lot of people ain't gonna care if it's a replica or anything like that. But if you got one over here for 15, starting out, and then you go over here and another one's like 30 for that same one, and come to find out, when it first drops, it ends up being higher than the actual original one, and this one is just a replica. So I mean, you're kind of at a loss at that point. Me personally, I just collect them to collect them. I'm not looking to make any money off of them. I just love these little guys because they hold on to my childhood, and they're good, just a good take back of what we all went through and seen in our childhood. So now the next one we're going to talk about is the cutie corn. Now this one right here, the A Nerdy Dad, thank you for making this one again, man. I really appreciate this. I've actually told him about a company that was taking this as a pre-order, and they were actually charging $300 for just a pre-order for one Funko Pop, And if anybody sees that up there, this is not him. I have talked with him about this. So if you see it up there, just report it or whatever. Because I've done talk with him, and he'd said, yeah, this is not me. So, I mean, don't go to him if you do happen to see this pop and you think, oh, well, he's ripping people off. It's not him. I've done had the conversations with him. I sat down and talked with him, everything like that, and he's like, yeah, this ain't me. That's what I'm saying. Like, for a pre-order, $300, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. Because we've seen in the past so many Funko Pops, just as soon as they are about to drop, they end up sitting there, and they end up being just vanishing within seconds. Like, honestly, I jumped into the other day about the Dumbo Funko Pop. I was gonna pick that up for my daughter, and as soon as I clicked on it and stuff, it would actually kick me out of the actual server, to where I could not even purchase it. I had it in the cart and everything. I was going to make the transaction. Next thing you know, bam, it's gone. I was like, wow. I mean, it's just that quick. They just dropped within within seconds, and then next thing you know, they had already sold out. There's always this conspiracy theory that they're bots. I mean, I just want to go by the assumption that people just love these things, and people just, are just faster than others. I mean, honestly, it's crazy. it's insane, you know, just as, like I said, just as soon as you get on the site and something drops right then and it's gone within seconds, already sold out. Like, wow, you got to be a company that knows what you're doing to able to keep this clientele like you do and to be able to sell something that fast. I mean, it's just insane. It really is. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be the breast cancer awareness joker. Now this one right here, I actually love the fact that they are referencing, you know, breast cancer awareness, because that is a issue to where there's been so many people that I've known personally throughout my family and all that mess that have actually died of this. So I'm glad to see that Funko is stepping in the right direction of, you know, actually being concerned about people with breast cancer. And they actually took Joker, you know, it's kind of ironic putting Joker in a breast cancer awareness thing, you know, because Joker don't care about anybody personally, but, you know, it's one of them things that, you know, that's the life about it. I really love the way that they done the suit on this one, and they got the little swirly eyes going on and all that mess. So it's just, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, just to see how they've done so many variations of Joker, it's not even funny. I mean, honestly, they've done variations of Batman. There's been variations of just so many characters that you can possibly even think of. I mean, it's crazy to think of the amount of characters that they've actually remastered or whatever. Next one we're going to talk about, I saved this one for last because this little guy right here is my very favorite one. I love this pop right here. Is the Mandalorian child, aka Baby Yoda. I mean, that's what I've been calling him the whole time, and so is everybody else, because he really looks like Yoda. I mean, he just does. And I hope they tie that into the storyline to where he is some relation to Yoda. Like I said, I mean, the child is just one of those pops that every collector's trying to get right now, especially any Star Wars fan or anything like that. I personally haven't got to watch, but like a couple episodes. I'm trying to jump onto the Star Wars bandwagon, just to see what it's about. Honestly, I mean, I've been, you know, I kind of messed up. Because a buddy of mine, I was talking with him and I told him, I said that I actually messed up when I seen that I actually watched The Mandalorian before I started watching any of the Star Wars movies. So yeah, everybody forgive me on that one. You know, for the longest time, I just, you know, I never got into it. I don't know why, I just never did. And now I'm actually trying to get into it, and it's actually pretty good starting, you know, if I would have started out the right way. But, you know, it's just one of them things. There's just so many that, you know, it's hard to go back to the very beginning and actually watch it from there all the way up, and you got all the trilogies and all that mess. So there's a lot of stories. It's the same thing with, you know, with anything like with Marvel, DC, or, you know, any type of storyline like that. I mean, there's just so many movies to catch up on. You just can't watch them all at one time. It's like takes you like multiple days to even do this right here. I mean, so I mean, I'm definitely going to try my best to sit there and actually, you know, finish them all. But, you know, it's like it's nearly impossible, if it's not even possible, to actually watch them all in one day, including, you know, the Mandalorian whole line there and everything else that's Star Wars has come out with. But for them to be around as long as they have, there's got to be something there. So, you know, I want to see what it's about. But like I said, with this pop right here, he's got a little pendant, and I mean, like I said, they done a fantastic job with this little pop. I mean, I love this little dude. I've got his T-shirt and everything else. I mean, you know, just about everything I collect is like Baby Yoda now. I mean, or Mandalorian child. Forgive me for that one. I mean, it's his natural habit. We see him and he favors Yoda. So, yeah. This has been my top pops of the New York Comic Con exclusive drop. These are my favorite ones. I'm sorry that a lot of them couldn't make it, but this has been Pop Guy 66, everybody. Thank you. Remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel to keep up with the latest Funko Pop news. Thank you guys so much for doing this. like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.